Alright, hi everybody, and welcome back to another video. This is Blink, and today we're going to do a review of the game A Short Hike. A Short Hike is a game developed by Adam Robinson Yu, also seems to go online by the handle Adam Gryu, or Adam Gryu. Not entirely sure how you pronounce that properly, but it seems to be developed largely by one person with some other contributors. And at its core, A Short Hike is a small exploration game about hiking up a mountain. You play as a bird named Claire, and your goal is to make your way through the trails of a local mountain park, working your way towards the summit. You need to take a phone call from your mom, and you don't have good service in your house at the base of the mountain, and so you're trying to get to the peak where you can get better reception. I don't want to bury the lead, so I'll come right out and say that I just had a blast with A Short Hike. It's short and it's sweet, but it's packed dense with charming moments. There are two genuinely enjoyable cores to the gameplay loop in A Short Hike. The first is an exciting and expanding satisfaction to the exploration, and the second is a genuine sense of optimism. Back on the first point, as you climb the winding trails and navigate the different environments, you'll come across these hidden golden feathers. Discovering a feather will let you either jump higher, climb farther, or run faster. Really all three. So to make a comparison to another game you might be familiar with, think of it like increasing your stamina in Breath of the Wild. The increases aren't insignificant either. Each feather will give you an additional flap or a few more seconds of climbing. After a few feathers, you're quickly finding yourself easily able to reach new areas that previously seemed almost unreachable. By the end of the game, you feel basically a complete freedom of exploration. You can go wherever you want to on the mountain, and you can get there pretty quickly. That's good too, because there's a joy to moving your character around in the world, which makes the game feel a little bit larger than the sum of its parts. It reminds me of Super Mario 64, when you would pick up that game and just, jump and flip and dive around outside Peach's castle, not even being concerned about going into a level. It's the same thing here. It's just fun to pick it up, fly around the mountain, see the different vistas, and just chill out. I enjoyed flying around the mountain just because. The other thing that struck me about the game was its attitude. The entire experience has a positivity to it. As much as a game can, it bottles the feeling of hiking a sunny trail or helping out your friends with a tough problem. It's not that there is no conflict in the game. The game does present characters that have problems that you need to solve and situations that you need to overcome, but it's more about the attitude it takes in presenting you those problems. People in the game generally are upbeat and optimistic even in the face of adversity, and you're almost always able to help them and give them an opportunity to express their gratitude. It's just a feel-good game where everybody leaves a situation feeling better for having entered into it. The mountain itself looks great. The game uses a very simple visual style with a pixelated filter laid over the top, and it creates an interesting blend of something that feels familiar from an indie game but also nostalgic, something from like the mid-90s. When I first started my trek through the game, that pixel filter that's overlaid across everything was actually a little bit distracting, and it made things a little bit difficult for me to see. But for whatever reason, I quickly grew to like it, and by the time I had finished the game, that style had won me over and I really liked the pixelation. I want to give the music in this game a shout out too. Along with the tone and the sunny visuals and everything else this game has to offer, the music is just as uplifting and sweet. The songs all have simple but catchy and upbeat melodies, and maybe it's just me, but I can sense some influences from some other recent indie greats in there. Some of the melodies and some of the instrumentation remind me of Fez or a little bit of Undertale, things like that. Not that it matches those games' style of music, but you can catch a little bit of the influence in the songs. At the end of the day, there's no denying that A Short Hike is, as its name implies, pretty short. All in all, I think I was able to do most of the exploration and find most of the items within 2 to 4 hours, I'd say. That aside, though, I found myself immediately diving back in, even after I'd completed the game, just to try to tie up any final loose ends, maybe complete any of the quests that I hadn't, talk to the individual characters. But more than that, just enjoy the process of exploring the world. It's no denying that we live in a pretty stressful time right now, and if you're feeling that stress, either because of the current climate that we're in, or anything going on in your personal life, I mean, we all feel stress. It feels good to have a game that lets you relax. A game world that truly just wants you to have a good time. So yeah, check out A Short Hike. I do think it is an excellent game. I would highly recommend it, even if it is short. I mean, for me personally, I like short games, but I know that for some people, need to stretch your gameplay budget a little farther. So if that's the case, look for it on sale. But either way, I would recommend this game to anyone that just wants to unwind and just experience something positive. Thanks, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.